Hey guys, and welcome back to House of Raus, and today I'll be talking about some of my favorite horror directors.
Come closer.
So for this video diary, I'm going to break down the horror directors that I really enjoy, as well as 3 of their films I think that you should check out. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean these directors have to work exclusively in horror, but they have to be known for it. First up, I'm going to talk about the modern king of goth culture, and that is Tim Burton. Although I don't think his films are inherently scary, I think they have a certain energy about them that lends them to the horror genre. I would recommend him as a filmmaker to anyone who's interested in getting into horror, but not necessarily interested in the mechanics of being scared. I would recommend checking out Dark Shadows, Sleepy Hollow, and Beetlejuice. Next director I'm going to talk about is Guillermo del Toro. I think his films are beautiful. They have such a gothic sensibility about them. Again, like Tim Burton, his films are not overtly scary, but they reek of the aesthetic and tension that is found in a horror film. And for that, I would recommend you check out Cronos, The Devil's Backbone, or his new film Frankenstein. It is so beautiful. Next up, I'm going to talk about the Italian horror filmmaker Dario Argento. We already talked about his film Suspiria, but I just think he's an incredible director. His films to me always seem to focus on characters that navigate life through a kaleidoscope, and it is so beautiful to look at. The way he frames a shot, it is so well done. And 3 of my favorite Dario Argento films that I would recommend are Inferno, Opera, and Suspiria, of course. Next up, I'm going to talk about one of the horror masters of the 70s and 80s, and that is John Carpenter. Carpenter is definitely one of those filmmakers that is interested in the mechanics of horror and how jump scares work and tension, and he does a great job at both. His films often have a slow build, which is always great because it allows the tension to really seep in. 3 films that I would recommend of his are They Live, The Thing, and Halloween. Absolutely great. Next up, I'm going to talk about Universal director James Whale. James Whale pioneered an entire renaissance and resurgence in interest for the horror genre at a time when nobody was talking about ghost stories anymore, but he brought a certain elegance to that storytelling. With no Frankenstein, there's no Michael Myers. I would recommend checking out The Invisible Man, Frankenstein, and Bride of Frankenstein. And last up, I'm going to talk about my favorite horror director, and that is Wes Craven. Wes Craven really excels as a director, I feel, is in the building up of his characters. He writes really detailed, really well-written characters, putting them in these horrible situations that they almost can't escape from. And for that reason, my picks are Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, and Scream. Check them out. That's it for today, you guys. Check back in tomorrow where I'll be talking about my favorite horror remakes.